Some of the content of today's video blog will be difficult to watch, but I want to make sure I show the struggles as well as the triumphs that are related to being an amputee.
This is not the picture that I want to paint of the battle you have when you are an amputee, but this needs to be said. The amputee service only have 5 buildings in New Zealand, and the nearest one to me is 200 kilometers away in Dunedin. Now, I'm supposed to be supplemented on the travel because I can't be serviced for my medical care anywhere closer. So I'm supposed to get $100, the first $100 off any hotel stays and meals that I have to have whilst I'm there, plus the mileage if I'm driving myself to the limb centre, wherever that is. So I'm supposed to get paid the hotel stay and the supplement towards the 200 kilometres. But Work and Income, who are the New Zealand's version of the DHSS in England, are refusing to pay for the accommodation. Now, I've explained that I'm self-employed, that I'm trying to keep the business afloat, and it's really hard when you can't work and when you're required to have so many appointments that are so far away so frequently. I'm having to take 2 days off a week permanently so that I don't mess all my customers around constantly having to cancel appointments on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And because I have to do that, I have to work really late. So last night I was there till 9, and Thursday I'm likely to be the same, and this is what happens. So the night before I have to drive up to Dunedin, I'm usually at work really late to make up the appointments that I'm losing by having to go to Dunedin. So that means that I tend to drive up that night and stay over rather than having to work till 9, get up at 6, drive up to Dunedin really early and then drive back again to work till 9 that night. But Work and Income are refusing to pay for that. They say that I don't need to stay overnight, that I should be driving up there and down in one day. So I explained the mechanics of that and how impossible that would be if I'm working on either side and I'm trying to keep the business working and I'm also driving to these appointments and they're refusing to pay for the hotel. Then I'm going to have to do what I've just described. And what did Work and Income say to me? Well, maybe maybe you need to quit your job and we'll supplement your income as well. So what? You want me to drive to Dunedin? I have to, because I have to get my limb serviced so frequently, and you want me to quit my job so that I can do that? Are you start raving crazy? I cannot believe this stupid medical system. Consider this. The battles that you have with regards to being disabled in the community. I've already highlighted all of the challenges, the arguments, the inaccessibility and all of that. That battle is real, and that battle is a daily battle. Then you've got the emotional battle that is associated with the loss of a limb and all the trauma that creates. That is a real battle, and a lot of people need psychological help with that. I have been seeing a psychologist to deal with that problem. And then you have the battle that is accessing the healthcare that you need and the rights that you have as a human being to access that, and the battles that go with that. You add all those battles together, you tell me how you're supposed to not go absolutely stark raving crazy. It is not surprising there are so many mental health issues in the disabled community, and this is why.
Thank you to Timely, my booking appointment software for the business. They bought me a voucher for a local day spa. And today I am using that voucher. I'm going to get a massage, a facial, some eyebrows down, and maybe some nails. A nice little pamper time, and it couldn't have come on a better day than today. And that was not intentional. My time at the day spa was excellent. It was just what I needed today. I went for a back massage, a facial, eyebrows, and nails. Now, I don't usually do nails, but these nails are, I don't know if you can tell, there's a slight pinky tinge to them and they're spangly. I decided that if I was going to do nails, then I was going to do nails like I'm going to do legs, and that is to rock them. Now, these are gel nails. She's like, "Do gel?" Or, I don't know. And so apparently gel is supposed to last longer than normal nail polish. So we'll see, because me and nail polish really don't go together. But it was a really good session. It was good to have a little bit of time out and a little bit of me time. Thank you to the friend that came along with me. And I hope that you enjoyed it too. And then I went to have tea, because I then had to drive, as you can see, to Dunedin. So I've just arrived and it's 8:30 in the evening. It's been a pretty full-on day, to be fair. But there was one thing about New Zealand life that I thought I'd mention today, and this is because it's something that's happened on the way up here. Now, here is what happened. If you are in New Zealand, you'll be probably like, "What's the event?" If you're English, you'll be looking at this with quite some interest. Now, let me explain. So, in New Zealand, there are no passenger trains on the South Island. There are a few on the North Island. There are no passenger trains on the South Island. They stopped in, I think it was 2002. So, the only passenger trains you ever see here have been put on the tracks for a specific reason, or are a tourist attraction. So people here will go on the train because they want to go on the train. And if you're English, you'd be like, "What?" A train in England is like a bus or a car. It's just a mode of transport. It's nothing fancy. And why the heck would you want to go on a train just for the purpose of going on a train? There would be absolutely no point, and nobody in England would ever do that. But here, they will sit on trains just because it's a thing, because they don't get to sit on trains. So the only trains that travel in the South Island are freight trains, and they often are going, as you can see, way slower than the traffic, and they're very, very long. Most of the crossings that go over roads for the train tracks are unmanned and have no signals. So you just need to keep your eyes out and make sure there's no train coming. If it's a road that's a pretty main road, or high traffic, or centre of town or something, there might be flashing lights. Sometimes there are automatic barriers, but none of them are ever stationed with signal masters like there was in England. None of them are like that. They're all automated, and the cars are just expected to look out for them. And you aren't usually sitting there for long, but they are very, very, very long freight trains. And there's not that many train tracks. And apparently, according to my dad, who was over here several years ago, the train tracks are narrow gauge compared to England, just in case you wanted to know that, which means that then the rails are slightly closer together. And that's just a standard thing here in New Zealand. One positive that did happen today. Now, this is my local tailors and menders and fixers and things that I've been taking my trousers to and having zips put in. I left them with a problem, that was leggings. Because next week, when I collect this leg, I'm hoping it's next week, I've asked for it to be skin covering. So the leg will be leg shaped, and I'm hoping to be able to wear leggings. Now, the leggings have been at the tailor's for quite a while, and they were umming and ahhing about how they might actually do it, because they have got overlocked seams. So I wasn't sure how these leggings were going to come back, but I just want to show you something. So there is the seam. Now I know you'll be like, yeah, she's getting excited about some stitching, but there's the seam there. Now the overlocking is still there, but she's cunningly hid the zip beside it. So I do still have a zip and it still opens up, but you honestly can't even see it. And have another pair. That were these. I used to wear these a lot. Haven't worn them for a long time. These are harder to hide because these are stripy, so it's much harder to hide because you would be really hard to get the stripes lined up. So I don't mind about that, but it's still not a bad job. You can see it where the zip ends, and the stripes don't always quite line up. So there's where the zip ends. You can see it there, but that's okay because it's only this far from the crotch, so you're not going to see that anyway. And she's managed to hide a zip in there too, and when you pull it open, the seam is still there, and it's not far off lined up either. So she's done a pretty damn good job, and I am feeling really excited about being able to put those on next week when they give me the new leg. Yahoo! I do need to give Timely Limited New Zealand a really special mention because they sent me a gift voucher for the day spa a month or so after my surgery as a get well soon present. Now, I had not posted anything about my surgery on any of my business social media channels, so I'm not sure who the cunning person was at Timely Limited who had managed to spot that had managed to spot the fact that I had had such major surgery, and the fact that I got a gift voucher in the post was just absolutely blew me away. So a very special thank you to our booking company for doing that. It was a really lovely, thoughtful thing to do. So I have not yet figured out my battle with the cost of this and the fact that they're refusing to do that. I may well have to rethink future appointments up to Dunedin, and I almost cancelled this one, but I had a lot of people tell me that I couldn't do that because it's important and you need a leg, but really you shouldn't have to choose between a leg and an income. That's not a thing you should have to choose between. And I don't think a lot of people know the battles that have to go on and the stress that it causes all the time. I'm going through this all the time. So I am going to go and have some alcohol because I think I've deserved it. And I will talk to you again soon. Have a great evening.